Eat Fruit Media is a mission-based organization built on helping individuals address personal situations while fostering unity and improvement. So, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the final rec room of this round of the Reclamation. Before we do anything else, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being willing to invest in yourselves. Thank you for trusting this process, each other, and in many cases, people you'd never even met before this journey began. Over the last 3 weeks, we've shared words, but they were never meant to stay words. We began by sitting. Not because sitting's easy, but because it's honest. We slowed down long enough to notice ourselves. We practiced awareness. We challenged ourselves with honesty. We learned acceptance isn't giving up, it's seeing clearly. We discovered that conviction isn't about being loud, it's about quietly deciding who we're going to become. Then we searched. We searched for a rhythm that could outlast motivation. We learned that consistency will always carry us farther than intensity. We found that trust isn't built through grand gestures, but through small promises kept over and over again. We realized that momentum isn't something you wait for, it's something you create by taking one more step than you thought you could. And this week we shared. We discovered that courage isn't the absence of fear. Vulnerability isn't weakness. Empathy isn't agreeing with someone's story. It's honoring the fact that it's their story. Encouragement became more than saying, "You've got this." It became reminding someone of strengths they may have forgotten they possess. Belonging stopped being something we hoped to find and became something we helped create. Then we arrived here on day 21 at connection. Not followers, not likes, not algorithms. People. Real people. People who are learning that being valid will always matter more than going viral. What strikes me most isn't that we've covered 21 words. It's that they no longer feel like 21 separate lessons. They've become one foundation. Each word became another brick. Awareness supports honesty. Honesty makes acceptance possible. Acceptance strengthens conviction. Conviction creates rhythm. Rhythm builds trust. Trust makes courage possible. Courage opens the door to vulnerability. Vulnerability invites empathy. Empathy inspires encouragement. Encouragement creates belonging. And belonging grows into connection. None of these ideas were ever meant to stand alone. They depend on one another just as we do. And here's what I'm most proud of. None of us were perfect, but we were consistent. We kept showing up. Some days with excitement, some days with questions, some days simply because we promised ourselves we would. That may not seem extraordinary, but it's exactly how meaningful change happens. One decision, one conversation, one piece of fruit, one day at a time. As this round comes to a close, remember that the reclamation was never about completing 21 days. It was about beginning the rest of your days differently. Take these words with you, not as something you learned, but as something you lived. Let awareness shape your decisions. Let rhythm protect your progress. Let connection remind you that none of us were ever meant to do this alone. On a personal note, again, thank you for allowing me to be part of this journey. It's been a privilege to help cultivate something designed to leave people just a little more hopeful than when they arrived. Hope's a remarkable way of multiplying, or it has a remarkable way of multiplying. When one person carries it well, others begin to believe they can carry it too. That's how communities grow. That's how lives change. And I have a feeling this is only the beginning of where the reclamation's headed. So tonight isn't an ending, it's a harvest. It's a chance to appreciate what's grown, celebrate what's taken root, and plant the seeds for whatever comes next. Congratulations. You showed up. You did the work. And because of that, I believe the world is just a little bit better prepared for the person you're becoming. Welcome to our rec room. And without further ado, I'd like to bring up a man who's been a great friend, who's constantly on his journey of discovery to become better than yesterday or better than yesterday, while encourage each of us to continue showing up for ourselves. Jason Nail.
Thank you, Tom. That was really good, man. And when I first started sobriety, really, I could not find anything online that I felt I trusted. I just couldn't find it. Like there's so many good people out there, smart people, wise people, but I find that when people are waking up, they're not looking for that. They're looking for trust. They're looking for consistency. They're looking for somebody who's actually doing what they're saying, because there's so many people that are saying stuff and we don't know what they're doing because there's just so many lies out there. And this when you first started with me, I guess it was 5 months ago. Um, you know, I was just so used to just being alone, really was. And this is the first month that you took this over. I've grown a ton just from the words that you've given, the wisdom that you've given in it. And I think everybody that's been part of this can say that your daily doses are awesome. They're just great for what we do. We're not looking, this is about consistency, and you're about as consistent as they come. And uh, I want everybody here to feel like, hey, you're here. It's super hot. There's a lot of reasons why you couldn't be here. Probably, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that could be, but you said, I'm going to be here, and you did it. And that's awesome. We're going, the Reclamation is an amazing, amazing program that's just getting started. We're just getting started with this. And I know that we're going to keep growing. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be, wanting to be part of this, because so many people are looking for real. We're not looking for perfect. Everyone in this group has issues. I have issues. I'm, we all have issues. The thing that we're looking for is, are we learning to sit, search, and share? And that's leadership. Because I want you to know this, that this group, the Rec Room, you guys are leaders. This isn't just for everybody. I'm in the process right now of talking to some Marty and Tom and Nicole and Emily about starting a front porch for the Reclamation, where people can come into what we call the Rhythmetics Facebook group. We're gonna name it Muddy Waters. This has been something that Tom and I've kind of been talking and intuition and you know what I mean for about a month, really, overall. And just knowing that there's got to be a way for people, because you guys are the ones, you're committed. You're here. You're the ones that watch the videos. You don't just watch the videos. You actually comment on the stuff. You guys are the ones that are leaders. Now that doesn't mean you're out there having to do. Leaders are leaders here first. You lead yourself. You're leading here. You're learning how to sit and search. Sharing's later. That's gonna come. But we're looking for people out there that are broken, that are hurting, divorces, broken relationships, alcoholism, getting off drugs. There's so many people that are broken. And so we're going to make the Rhythmetics, we're calling it Muddy Waters, which is going to be something that I'm going to put a lot of focus in. And Emily, who I didn't even know this, she wants to be on this call, but she's helping a friend that she's actually going to bring into the group. She's been mentoring him because his wife left him. She's been, it's amazing. I didn't know this, but she was certified in I don't know, something. It's actually I put it on the Rhythmetics group that it's going to be changed to Muddy Waters. I have to wait till 11th because you can't change names a lot. But man, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. And if you know people that are hurt or broken, they're not quite ready for this, because this is, this, Casey, you were kind of like, I don't know, maybe, and you kind of let a month go by, another month, and that's totally fine, because this isn't for everybody. This is for people that are ready to kind of like do some real shadow work, right? But there's a lot of people out there that they ask me like, hey man, I just stopped drinking. I'm hurting. I just want to be part of something. What can I be part of something? We're going to be really pushing. We're going to be really developing that group. And so, Tom, I want to say thank you so much, because you've allowed me to do a lot of creativity this month. I'm really pumped where we're going, because I feel like we're going to help a lot of people. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.
And thank you for you guys too for being part of this and being
Absolutely.
consistent.
Absolutely. Um, yes, a lot of big changes coming down. And so with us being a nice cozy group today, we're going to just open the door to the produce aisle and just go ahead and feel free to jump on in, share what you like, and let's just have a discussion about what the last 21 days are, if there was a favorite word that you had over this time, or something you may have overcome, um, and just open forum. Nothing's off limits here. We're on this journey and things are happening. Marty, I know you've got something good.
Well, the last 21 days, that was in beginning in the middle of June, and I was still going through some things with some understandings of some things that I had went through in May. And there was some things that, I mean, really the word of the day, and you do it kind of artsy fartsy sometimes. Like you do the video and then you do the voiceover, and it's one really relaxing, and two, it's all like, okay, what's over on Reclamation? And it's like a highlight of my day, and I've really appreciated that. Um, a couple of things that I've started to understand, and I love the Muddy Waters, what we're going to be doing over there. Um, I myself have not was not consistent in June with the reclamation or with my own business, Purian business. And a lot of that had to do with me just being stuck and basically kind of like a punishment circle of like, okay, well, this is what you know. You've already moved through it. Why are you still thinking about it? And just getting up and out of that cycle, I find that I've changed up my morning routine a little bit to where I give myself a little more grace of, before I just rush downstairs and get right to cleaning the house or doing whatever in the morning. I literally just kind of like lay in bed and I do my stretches in bed. There's nothing rushing me at this moment. So remaining limber and really just moving my fascia instead of what I usually do when I'm inside is just kind of curl in. I've been doing more stretches and movements in bed before I even get up. Uh, when it comes to the Muddy Waters, the change on that, I think it's really, really great. One of the first things, and as like leaders, consider ourselves like leaders, um, listening before you share your own um, history. Uh, you don't really know what to say unless you ask questions. And always pick up on the fact that they may not be really ready to share everything. So, in order to share properly in that circumstance, listening and really being on that individual's level. Now, I'm looking forward. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take about maybe 10 or 15 minutes out of the day. I need to reorder this book because I gave it to a friend as a gift, but the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I think that, a lot of people, and I do little segues when I'm reading, uh, because this is a book that actually helped me a lot as a young person coming up out of high school. That again, when I had my son, then again, about 10 years later, and about 3 years ago, I had the book and then I gave it away. So it is something that is a great reminder. And I think it would be something that could be really excellently, easily shared. And anybody have any ideas on how to include people in on that? That would be great, other than me just reading. But the sharing part here, the the movements before I get out of bed, I've been inculcating like 20 ounces of cool water, not cold water, in the morning. I'm trying to go to cool to lukewarm. And if I've got limes or lemons, I hit it with that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That book right there. Yep, that's the one. That's the one. And I think I want to, I am in the process of finding like a part-time job out of my home. And I know that's the one. So it's like I want to be consistent at least every day to read a little bit and to converse about it, but it may not be at the same time every day. So I'm going to be working on that. I'm working on getting my Purium business going again, doing daily income producing activities with a team and everything. So, but that's on me. And it's like, but really, whenever it comes to sharing, when you're in a place of leadership, always ask questions. Okay. And you may have everything in your mind thinking, oh man, blah, blah, I'm going to share this. I'm going to blah, blah, blah. Okay. What's most important is for the person to share themselves and for you to shut up and listen and not just in one ear and out the other, but literally be okay with saying, I need to think about this. Can I get back to you? Because, a lot of people, when they share, they get quick answers, quick replies. And that's like akin to being told to shut up. To me, it is. If somebody just instantaneously has like not only advice, but this whole long story without even really thinking about it. Now, sometimes ease of comprehension and communication, that'll happen. But for the most part, I'm suggesting we really use our ears. Use our ears. And if we're on video with them, um, use your eyes. I mean, if a person's uncomfortable, a person's uncomfortable. Don't keep on, you know. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Yeah, and you hit that
Welcome.
right with the word grace, because we're all, even though we're going to consider ourselves the leaders in muddy waters, we're on the same journey for many different reasons, and that's exactly what anybody that's in front of us is going to need. Is
And
we
I
need
mean,
the
I
ears.
really feel like Muddy Waters is really, really great. Um, because if anybody's ever been fishing and after a storm or whatever, it's a great time to go fishing, but you don't know what's underneath that water. You don't know what your line might get snagged in. You don't know what fish are actually down there. You're just a hope and a prayer that you're going to have $20 left out of $50 you spent on tackle and line and stuff. And so paying attention to the rhythm of the room, the rhythm of the conversation, and understanding that you don't know everything. I mean, even yourself, we're still ourselves in muddy water. I mean, muddy water to me is, it can be calming, but it's also can be perilous and dangerous, but it's also very beautiful. And it's somewhere where we're at consistently. I love the new change of the name. I think it's great.
Casey, I think we've overtalked you a couple of times. My
It's
apologies.
okay. I love listening to Marty. I really do. I really do. I may not be a part of Purium per se, but she's still my mentor, my direct mentor, and my friend. Um, Muddy Waters, I know I'm not an admin in the group, and I have been hesitant to be one because of that kind of front line, that kind of just the leader. I feel like one inside me. I know I am. I guess in a way it's like me not putting myself right on the line unless it just naturally aligns me to be present instead of just taking that initiative. I'm glad that there's multiple of us, of you guys. I always tend to stay in the back unless it's just here I am to share. You guys seem to know how I can be, but more and more. But Muddy Waters makes me think of lotus flower.
Okay.
And how they're murky in the muddy waters and how they grow from the dirt, from the mud to bloom and blossom. That's what made me think of it when I first originally. But and as far as my journey since beginning, I have not been a part of the 21 days. I have been backing off, doing my thing, feeling it out, coming forward when it just felt good to me. And now I'm more and more feeling connected to all of you. And I appreciate this space. I really do. Because it does take a bit for me to warm up and actually connect. And I love that I have been sharing recordings, videos, and that really gets me out of my comfort zone as well. But that is my biggest thing, is being courageous to get out of my comfort zone and to just do it, especially when it feels aligned. And as far as like feeling the energy and the space, the rhythm of the people, especially when Ella, that is very important to actually connect, because you're connecting with the heart and the body, not just with your mind. It's all here. So, and to just automatically have an answer to something, you first want to just pause and receive. And yes, like Marty was saying, ask questions. And I find that very important, to give others a voice to actually speak, and then you can actually receive them and actually be able to get to know them better that way before actually speaking on yourself. That is a big part of my humility. I actually want to hear other people before myself. But as far as, well, the weather has been pretty wild everywhere with the heat waves and everything like that. I'm trying to off and on get outside today. Wasn't really much out there. I will say you and Jason, and Marty's always present in my life, even if we don't connect and talk every day. She's always there. When you did that one daily, and I watched it just clicked for me to want to be. She is just like singing over there, but it opened me up. It was like summer solstice time. It was that energy, and it just watching it, listening to it, it just opened me up to where it's time to be more courageous in myself and not be shy and not speak, because my voice is important and it matters, and I want to keep sharing it. And I'm rambling a lot. I have more to say, but I'm going to leave it there for now. Thank you very much, guys.
We appreciate you, Casey. And Marty, was that hand as acknowledgement, or did you I
really have to say some things. One, seeing Casey like go out and about and enjoy life like a child, the inquisitiveness that you have, that's real. That's a remembering. That's part of healing. And I love that you are sharing that. It's all like every single time I was like, yes, Like, yes, like she's sharing about roly polies. She's sharing about deer. She's out and about, and it's all like all the things that you're sharing are things that interest you. So therefore, it's valid. It doesn't have to be all like cha-ching, cha-ching. It's the fact that it's valid. And, it's, I find that a lot of people, they will judge an adult who puts themselves in a place of leadership that doesn't have a stick up their rear. It's like they expect you reach a certain age, all of a sudden you have no joy when you go out and you don't explore, you don't have a childlike curiosity. And I love that you have brought that out and about in yourself, because that shows that you are in the process of holding your younger self's hand and letting her lead all those questions that your little self always freaking had. And you like, okay, well, I don't know what that bug is. I don't really want to touch it, but that's nice. But, I really wondered what you're doing that now. You're doing that now. And that is beautiful. And I think it's been spectacular that you
There will
are
be
doing
more.
what you're doing. Yeah.
There will be more of that.
Yeah.
I love my herbalism studying and all that kind of stuff. And I want my whimsical self to come out, my playful self, inner child, like you were saying, coming out. It's important to me. And I didn't always allow that.
Mm-hmm. It's healing. It's very healing. And it's also kind of like a connection, like putting yourself into like Ella's shoes. It's all like you're going to be raising a tomboy. I'm just saying. But hey, tomboys are great. I'm a tomboy.
It's going to be both. I was a tomboy. I have two brothers.
Yeah, I know. But it's all like, good golly, mom's all interested in bugs and herbs and cooking and everything. And I love the fact that you share your life, but you don't put Ella in the forefront for social media for people to see as entertainment, and you keep her safe and you respect her person and her safety very, very much. And I absolutely love that. I absolutely appreciate
Perhaps
it.
when she's older and she actually speaks and she has a voice and she can comprehend and stuff, perhaps.
If it's her choice, yeah. But so far, how you've shared her in the past, even before Reclamation, it's like very here or there, and just really small snippets, and you're not using your child as entertainment for the masses. And I really, yeah, I love the fact that you don't need to do that. You're not doing that.
I'm a private person naturally.
You're very private.
I want to express as well.
Yeah, and she did, and you're honoring that decision as well for her until, she might want to do something with mom, get, like roll down the hill and get some chiggers or whatever. But yeah, I'm really happy that you've been sharing.
No,
I am very grateful for being here, like I said, and I look forward to more.
thank you. Now, some important things just came out of this interaction. Curiosity, one of the most important pieces for true creativity to be able to take root. If we can't ask questions with that wonder or that whimsy, it tends to stifle things. Even outside of creativity, it tends to, if we're not curious, we tend to get stuck in a rut. And then there's one other piece, and we didn't use the word, and me and Jason have had conversations with this word. We're adults, okay? We're trying to reattach to that childlike wonder. We forget we're all looking for permission to do so many of these things we're doing. And the important thing is, guess what? There's only one person that can give each one of us permission. Exactly. That's each one of us. But at the same time, when you're able to connect with other people that are looking for that same permission and then realize, hey, they're doing it. I can do this too. Okay, that might not be my thing, but they're taking a chance. I can take that chance. And that's exactly what we're looking for. Thank you very much. Thank you for showing up. I'm very happy that you're all here. So we got a couple things we do need to touch on. We are going to be back on Zoom tomorrow night. It's a registered event with Slava and Najike. Will be a very powerful interaction. Will be 5 p.m. Eastern on Friday, July 3rd. For those that are going to be able to be there, please register, and we look forward to that. The next Reclamation begins next Friday, July 10th. Everybody that's been through it is welcome to run through again. I told Jason earlier today, I suspect that the next 21 days is going to be, I expect it to be a nice breakthrough for myself. And I look forward to sharing that as it happens. And with that, Jason, is there anything else you would like to share?
No, not really. Just you nailed it on all that with Slava. I want to make sure that we remember she's getting on, and there's not a lot of pressure for us to get a ton of people on there because we're recording it. And we're living a new age, guys. It's the golden age. It really is. I want you guys to start thinking that way. The age of, things are going to get worse and things are going to fall apart. And, there's just going to be another problem. Those days are over. Those days are over. And that's really what I hope we're learning from this is, you get what you expect. And we're working together as a group because you can do this together. My last analogy I'll use is like, those birds, they've just been really hitting me this week. You ever see those birds and they just go up in there and all of a sudden they just move one way and then they move the other way and they just kind of, and they all do it in the same, like they have the same thought. There's no way it's like they're all one thought. And that's telepathy. And I truly believe in a way humans have that. We have that ability. It might look a little different than the birds. We're not flying. But there comes coordination. And right now, I feel like we're coordinating with the four of us. There's more of us. There was a few people. There's some real reasons why some people couldn't be on tonight. Some deaths and families and everything, So I don't want to be the type of people that are going to get mad at that stuff. But I will say that we're growing as a one. We're growing together as one. We're going to learn through the reclamation and through Muddy Waters. We're going to help a lot of people. Our job is not to pull people. Our job is not to make the water clear. Our job is to teach people to calm down a little bit, to be proud of themselves, to look at the good they've done. It's so easy for us to get so mad at what we haven't done, dude. It's not worth it. It does no good. You guys have come a long way. Just this 1 month, just today, just in this day, you've come a long way. Tomorrow, you're going to go a long way tomorrow. Tomorrow's full of adventures, full of wonder. Tomorrow, you're going to grow a ton. And the next day, and every day is going to be a new adventure. You're going to start seeing it like that. That's the golden age. You're already in it. And we're just helping others find it.
Did you hear what I just said? I think I blocked my voice as I said it. I said, I love you guys.
We love you too.
You guys have a good night, and We'll stay in touch on Muddy Waters.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay valid and eat fruit.
Eat fruit.
Thank you for joining us for this Eat Fruit Media production. If you are on a platform that allows and you resonate with the message, please like, share, and follow, or even subscribe. We hope that those that have been listening and watching are doing their best to live their life to their fullest purpose. Eat fruit.